All right. Can everybody give me a thumbs up if they see my screen? I forgot to ask. Yes? Okay, good. We're good to go then. Hopefully that goes away. It's not going away. All right. Can you guys see the chat box over here? No? Like I'm moving it around right now. You don't see it? Okay, that's good too. Perfect. Okay, so you are going to see my notifications though. All right. I feel like this makes it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it better. Is that true? Is it bigger than normal? Yes? No? People can see it? All right. We'll try this out and see how it works. Welcome to the February 8th team call. We are talking about, how do I do this to where, there we go. We're going to be talking about, are you open for business? We're going to be talking about your profile pictures and how everything's laid out and then how you can best market that to help generate customer interest. Kind of start to create a brand. But before we do that, I want to go over a few announcements. First of all, a surprise Shakeology announcement is going to be released this week. So make sure you pay attention to the breaking news section in your Coach Online office. In fact, since I'm sharing my screen, I can just show you. That's this section right here. Make sure you look here because they're going to be talking about it. Start talking about coaching daily now, like the little wins, the things that it does in your life, the reasons why you love it, the objections you once had when you first became a coach that you now see the other side of. Start sharing all of that on your public profile now and inviting people daily to the coaching opportunity because we're going to be hosting another one-day live sneak peek into coaching. I think that went over really, really well last month, so I want to do it again. And then we'll have New Coach University starting again on February 22nd. That's the Monday right after. It'll be open to all new coaches plus any other coaches that have not previously done the online group with us. I do require participation, so if you aren't caught up within, a few days, then I'll kind of boot you out and you can get in the next month. So make sure that they all know that as well. Can I hit my arrow? No, you can't. Okay, Success Club on the board already. We have so many names. Guys, I'm dying because they still haven't opened my second CBC, so I'm like stalling all these people. But hopefully here soon they'll have it open. I'm trying to figure it out now. But Ada, Ashley, Danny, Devin, Oma, Rachel Kenyon, Rachel Ortiz, Rebecca Gomez, Sarah Deck, Stacy, Tanya, and Tammy all have points on the board already, and we're only like, day 8, I think? Can't see my date right now. Yes, February 8th, so day 8 of the month, and so many people with points on the board already. So great job, ladies. Proud of you. Keep going. Team Cup is going to be amazing. So diving right in, are you open for business? Since the majority of our marketing is through social media, we have to be looking at our main marketing tool as our storefront. So for most of us, this starts with Facebook. I know a few people started with Instagram, but either way, no matter what social media you use, they all have some sort of like profile and typically like a cover photo or like, a profile picture and like a few common elements. So if your main platform is not Facebook, just kind of translate this information over to that other platform. Our storefront should market what we're trying to sell. For me, that's a healthy, natural lifestyle, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So I'm not like just selling Beachbody products and peddling Shakeology. I'm trying to sell people on jumping in with me to lead a healthy, natural lifestyle. That means like getting off of medications and like spiritually growing and delving deep, and then mentally like freeing their minds and not being so stressed and overworked and all of that stuff. You want your profile to look professional, welcoming, and for it to be clearly communicate who you are, what you do, and what you're about. That way when people jump on your profile picture, in seconds they can immediately say, oh, she's into fitness, or she's into health, or she's, you know, a mom and she's this, and this. Like, they can easily see that without having to scroll through your Facebook profiles. As you guys have been inviting and reconnecting with old people, I guarantee you have run across this same issue where you go to somebody's page and you're like, oh my gosh, did they ever do anything on Facebook? Like, you don't know what's going on in their life. You can't tell. Like, it's hard for me to compliment or comment on something because, like, nothing's been posted by them in months and months and months and months. And if anything, it's like shares and tags and things like that. And so it's just really random. You can't tell what's going on, whether they got married. Like, I'm talking to people from high school or middle school that I haven't talked to in a long time. And so I have to just randomly start a conversation, which can still be done, but it is a little bit more difficult. So you only have seconds. It's been proven. You have, like, I think it's 45 seconds or 2 scrolls of your face of, like, on the phone, because I think it's 86 or 83% of Facebook usage is through their mobile device, so on their phone, which I can attest to that. I mean, I spend a lot of my time on my phone when I'm doing Facebook stuff. And so within 2 scrolls, if they can't figure you out, then they're not going to know about it. So your message should be about who you are. You're not Beachbody. Yes, you're affiliated with them and you're a Beachbody coach, but you are not Beachbody. You're a person. That's what makes me different from Jen, from Danny, from Rachel, from Valerie, like, from everybody. Like, I'm me and you're you. We're all a part of Beachbody, but we are not Beachbody. They have their own marketing department that pays millions of dollars for their marketing. Like, people know our programs, and that's really amazing. And it's not just through us. It's because of infomercials, and we have celebrity trainers that do all kinds of stuff. Like, people know our programs. Typically, you can say, you know, oh, a company that does P90X or 21 Day Fix or T25, and usually people are like, oh yeah, okay, I've heard of it. Like, they may not, like, necessarily know what it is, but those are the marketing dollars that are going from Beachbody. They're promoting the products. What you're promoting is you, whatever your message is. So what is that? Well, who are you? What makes you you? Relationships. Think about, like, are you a mom? Are you a sister? Are you a daughter? Are you a wife? Are you, I don't know, an aunt? Are you, like, all of those relationships kind of play into things. Also, this can even go into ministry-wise. Like, are you, hold on. I had the heat on and now I'm getting hot. This can go into, like, how are you related to the people in the church? Like, are you pastor? Are you a MOPS leader? Are you a ministry leader? Are you, like, those, all your different relationships? What makes you you? What are your core values? So what are the things that you hold most dear? This kind of goes along with a long time ago. I did a call on your message, and we did, like, a little brainstorming with a web and everything, where we put our names up in the middle and then kind of, like, brainstormed around it. You can scroll back or, like, search our team page for it, or go back and watch the call. I think it was called Power of Your Story. But you can bring in all of these elements. Like, what are your core values? For me, that's, you know, Christian values. It's teaching my kids to be the most healthy them. And that doesn't mean necessarily just physically. Like, when I became a mom, I kind of became really crunchy, and I did cloth diapers, mostly because we were overseas and they were crazy expensive. But I also, like, never gave them any refined sugar their whole first year. And I made their homemade baby food. And we use amber necklaces. And I try to use other kind of medications instead of regular medications. And I don't use, like, a ton of bleach and Lysol wipes. I try to use more natural stuff. Like, that's me. That's part of my core values and things that I'm growing them to be part of them as well. And then along with that goes with missions and my ideas and my values of what a Christian walk looks like. All of those things kind of play in. Special interests. What kind of things are you interested in? I don't have a crap ton of time to do a lot of hobbies anymore. To be 100% honest, I'm throwing all of my extra time into Beachbody. If somebody were to ask me right now and say, like, how many hours do you work to get where you are? Like, it's not really fair, because at this point, I'm throwing a lot of hours into it because this is our main job. Like, this is it. And so I don't have a lot of time for hobbies now, but I still am interested in those things. And so I get into special interest groups and stuff like crocheting. I like canoeing. I know that sounds super random. Horseback riding. I had a horse when I was younger. What else? I'm trying to think. Being a mom makes you crazy. Like cloth diapering, all those kind of special interest groups kind of run together. Natural moms. I'm in natural mom groups online. Special interest groups like pastors' wives, missionaries, all of those things. Like, those are part of what make me me. Don't try to be someone else that's doing well. Be you, because that's what's going to attract others like you. Like, you can easily look at, and I've talked to people recently that are like, well, I'm researching this top coach and this top coach. I'm looking over Melanie Mitro's Facebook, and, and they're like trying to imitate. And hear me, success leaves clues. Like, yeah, if you see a great idea, like, please take it and make it your own, but make it yours. You're not her, and people are not it's not gonna sound authentic if you are talking about something like you're Melanie Mitro, because you're not. You're fill in your name. Pick 3 to 5 content types or topics that you'd like to post about. This can be anything that you're about and what makes you who you are. So take those questions that we talked about in the previous point, and then find 3 to 5 topics. For a lot of people, it's something like faith, fitness, like they choose the F's, I did that for a while. It was like faith, fitness, family, and freedom is what I chose. Now they're kind of the same still. But instead of fitness, for me, it's more health and wellness. Like, I'm not at a point where I'm trying to lose a ton of weight anymore. I'm trying to be healthy and, like, maintain my body's natural chemistry the way it should be. So health and wellness, and through that in a natural way. Faith and missions. Now that we're back out into missions, like, that's more a part of my message. Sorry. Oh, that's fine. You're fine, Tanya. Family and relationships. So when I talk about this, I'm also talking about, like, our relationship with ourselves as women, self-love, body image. Family is in, like, I'm a mom and how I handle all of those things. Also that I'm a wife and how I handle those things. And how I kind of balance all of it. And then freedom comes not just from being healthy physically, but also financially, and not being under the thumb of somebody else constantly and feeling stuck. Like, I don't want to feel stuck anymore. I've spent my whole life feeling stuck because of money, or because of family situations, or financial situations, or fill in the blank. But I don't want to feel that way anymore. And slowly I'm starting to, like, unchain those chains. So freedom. Guys, I'm still in my PJs. I've been in them all day, so don't judge, okay? Okay, so parts of your storefront. These are the different parts that we're going to talk about today. Your profile Facebook, or your Facebook profile, consists of 4 important parts. Your profile picture, this needs to be a picture of your face, where it's clear who you are and it's well lit. This is, like, probably the top thing that it's, like, my biggest pet peeve, but also it's the top thing that I see coaches that aren't very confident in their coaching doing. They put up a picture of their kid, they put up a picture of, a pretty scene or whatever. Like, no, when people see your little message that comes, there's, like, a little profile picture when you send them a personal message, and they don't want to see a picture of your kid. Like, yeah, maybe that's great and cool, but at the same time, they need to know who you are. If you haven't talked to them in 5 or 10 years, they can come to your page and see a picture of you and your family and say, oh, she has a family now. How awesome is that? But, like, when they first see that little thing ding up, they need to say, like, oh, this is not, like, some creepy stalker. It's somebody that looks familiar. Maybe I should read it. So it needs to be a picture of your face where it's clear who you are and well lit. So that means like not having a giant window behind you so your face is black, not having just a picture of your kid. Like if it's you with your children, that's fine, but it needs to communicate who you are. Like it can't be you in a group of your girlfriends, because then they're going to see this huge group and be like, I don't know who she is. Like, which one is she? This happens to me all the time, especially with new coaches. I friend request them and I'm like, I don't know which one it is. And so I start like stalking through their photos just to figure out which, like, what's the common face, you know? This creates trust and reminds them of who you are, even if you haven't spoken to them in a while. Otherwise, they're wondering, like, what's she hiding? Have you guys ever felt that way? When you go onto somebody's post or on somebody's profile and they have like a picture of, I don't always feel this way with kids because I know how it is as a mom. You feel proud and you want to show everybody your kid's picture. But when you can't find any pictures of anybody anywhere, like they don't put selfies, they don't post photos of themselves ever. And then like their profile picture is a picture of like, I don't know, their favorite sports team or whatever, like something random. And I'm just like, who is this person? Like, what are they hiding? What happened? You know, did they get in some horrible accident? Like, are they just, and now that I've gone through this journey, I think they're really like not confident in themselves. Unconfident. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, but they're anti-confident. They're not confident in themselves. And that's what I start thinking now. And I think, oh gosh, I need to reach out to this person. Like they need some love and they need some acceptance and they need somebody to cheer them on. Cover photo. Simple photograph collage, not too busy, describing who you are, what you're about, your values, and invites to connect. A lot of people have either a photo of them and their spouse or their family, or maybe just like a fun photo, or you get this a lot too, a pretty scenery or like a stock photo image. I know I did this when they first opened up the cover photos. I was like, I can highlight my photography. And so I like had a picture of a frog, for real, a frog from Costa Rica as my thing. I'm not even into frogs. I don't like frogs. I don't even like the color green, but I was like, it was a really cool photo. So I put that up as my cover photo. So this is really normal. But now that this is your business front, your storefront, you wouldn't leave like a picture of a frog as your sign over your door. Like you need to communicate who you are in that cover photo. So, cause it's like your sign over your door front, like this is who I am. Ribbit, that's me. That should be our new team name. Team Ribbit. Go eat that frog. Timeline. This must represent you and what you're about. So limit random comments from friends and things that automatically post to your timeline. You have the ability to untag, hide, and delete nasty comments. Okay, so Becca said this a long time ago, and it has like stuck in my brain ever since. One time she said, my Facebook profile is not a democracy. It's a dictatorship. She's like, I get to choose what goes on it and what doesn't go on it. And so if somebody tags me in something, I can either untag myself or just hide it from the feed. She's like, if I don't want anybody to see it, then I untag myself. She's like, but otherwise, if it just doesn't go with my message, if it's just like some funny quote or something, she's like, I just hide it from my timeline. That way it's still in the newsfeed. Other people can see it. But it's not like on my page from when somebody comes and clicks on my page. They're not going to have to scroll through like all these weird quotes and different things where people thought of me and they tagged me in them. And she said that and I was like, that's really smart. So golly, sorry. I eat like right before team calls every time and I really shouldn't. No weird ads. So, you know, when you've gone to a profile that hasn't been touched in a while and it's scary when it comes to mother-in-laws. I guess so. I think you need to explain that, Danny. No weird ads. So, you know, when you go to a profile and they have like, they've been hacked or somebody else has been hacked and, oh yeah, I used to have my mother-in-law used to do that too. And she doesn't anymore. Tag you and everything. No weird ads. So like, you know, somebody's profile gets hacked and like they post like Ray-Ban, you know? And so then the person who hacks like tags a bunch of friends and you're tagged in that, like delete it, untag, report, do whatever you need, but it doesn't need to be on there. No weird ads, nothing like that. Professional. So limit foul language. If you curse, just limit it. Like, I'm not asking you to change who you are, but limit it, because nobody like wants to walk into a store and just hear like F this, F that, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's not very positive enough, uplifting either. No, or partying, like, you be mindful of it. Make sure that it's like classy and not like you staggering drunk from somewhere, even if it's a post from like your college days or days past that you're not super proud of. Like, just don't tag yourself. It's a nice thing, a nice little feature you have there on Facebook. And then posts that are easily going to offend others. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but this is twofold. Like, you have a tribe, and you have a tribe and you want to be true to who you are, but we don't necessarily want to go around and offend a ton of people either. The About Me section. Fill in the info and let people know a little bit about yourself. This builds trust and shows them that you're serious about what you do as a coach and how to connect with you. Choose your featured photos. This is a new feature that they started, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, that you can choose like up to 5 featured photos. And this is huge on the mobile app. I'm going to go grab my phone really fast. Okay. This is huge on the mobile app, because if you have your phone, grab it and then go to, I mean, anybody that you know has it. I have mine though. So you could go to my regular profile, and I'll show it up here for you guys. But like, as soon as they scroll, okay, they're going to see my cover photo and then my profile picture and then my about section, right? And then as they scroll, before they see any post, they're going to see what I'm about through my pictures. So choose your pictures, because like, they're going to see these before you even get to my posts. Does that make sense? On your regular page, they're like kind of over to the side, so they're not nearly as important on your computer. Like, it doesn't seem as important, but on the phone, which is 80-something% of people are looking on their phone, that matters. So choose your featured photos, things that are going to represent you and your message, not just like, oh, this is a great picture of my kid, and I don't know, this is them in their Halloween costume, and this is me with my husband on our honeymoon. Like, I'm not saying don't represent your family. I'm saying represent your message and your brand. That makes sense. Photos and graphics. It's been scientifically proven that the human eye is shown to be attracted to clean lines, symmetry, and white space. So is like lighter, brighter photos people are going to be more attracted to, even though it may seem boring or plain to you. They're going to draw the eye in a lot faster than something dark and heavy and busy. Like shopping at an upscale store versus Ross or TJ Maxx. So think of it like if you go into Saks or Neiman Marcus or even like Dillard's, they have everything, like every outfit, like on one rack, and it's like in order, in size, hypothetically, typically, okay? In a boutique, it's like by size, and only that outfit is on that rack. And then you go to the next rack and, you know, same thing, only that outfit. So when you see things, they're very clean to the eye, because you're looking at a garment and you just see that garment. You don't see like that garment and then a shirt and then like a crazy dress and then like all these crazy patterns. And then as they do that, they also like group them by colors as well, and like by lengths typically. So everything just looks clean and like symmetrical and has nice lines, whether it's dark, clear, or in between. Like I remember when we worked at Dillard's, we had to group everything by color and by like style, and again, like by sizes. And so when you looked at a rack, it looked clean and easy to look at. Whereas you go to like Ross and TJ Maxx, now don't get me wrong, I love me. Well, I don't really go to Ross anymore, but I love TJ Maxx. I think they have great stuff. I think they have great prices. But it is a fiasco that like I haven't shopped there in probably, I don't know, a couple years probably, because I don't have now as the mom, I don't have with my 2 kids being crazy, the time to sit there and like, you literally have to go down the racks and like sort through every item of clothing to try and find a few things that you want. And so think of it like that, like cluttered crazy versus clean lines. Keep fonts clean and don't clutter with too many words. So not too many words and too many font types. Usually they say to try and keep them like 2 different fonts, if anything. Let images speak for themselves, and then with a few tasteful words to add to what the images already portray. So you're not trying to write a book on top of your photos, just like a few lines or a few words about what you want to convey to add to that. If you're already doing this, if you're already doing this and you're like, oh man, I am so on top of this, that's awesome. Now look and consider into branding yourself and taking it a step further. Look into using same colors and styles and filters on your images to create a coherent message. You'll definitely see this when we talk about Becca's, but you'll see it in a few others as well. Blast from the past. Go back and clean up your timeline. Like take an hour one day and just go back and clean up. You don't have to go years and years and years into the past, but clean up your timeline, like, I don't know, a good 10, 15 scrolls. Old photos, go through your albums and stuff like that, and tagged posts and old posts that don't align with your message, just clean them out. So game app posts, like if you were a Candy Crushaholic or are today, like just don't have them automatically send notifications to Facebook, because I don't need to see you like, okay, she spends 15 hours a day on Candy Crush. Like, what does she do with her life? Check-in posts, like you checked into a restaurant. Awesome, you ate at Red Lobster. That's great. Nobody really cares. Like, so just hide that from your timeline. Even if somebody else, like I think Josh just posted and checked into Chili's or something the other day, and he posted that I was with him, and I was like, great, hide. Like, nobody cares about that. Old photos, so like your college days, or even photos of your kids and stuff like that that you don't want other people to see. Save them, delete them from Facebook, and then keep them somewhere else, or hide them and make them private to where nobody else can see them. I'm not asking you to like delete everything and never have anything fun. Like just hide things that aren't aligning with whatever your message is. Auto posts from other apps. So if you are in an app like Twitter or Instagram, they're great things unless you're posting to one and then like they're going multiple places. Like I saw a few people that they're posting to Twitter and then they're posting to Instagram, and then both of those are auto posting to their Facebook. Like that could be a great time saver, but it's not when you go to somebody's Facebook and it's like double every time they do something. So auto posts, just delete those. Overly negative, complaining, or polarizing posts from the past. Like if you were trying to incite a fight, delete it. If you're like just complaining about life and everything in general, like you can delete it. It's not doing anybody else any good to see that. Delete or make profile or photo albums private that don't promote your message or you don't want others see. We kind of covered that. You want to create confidence. So this isn't just about like putting out this highlight reel. It's about creating confidence. Like you don't want to walk into a store where the store has like ripped carpet and paint peeling off the walls, and then like they're giving you advice on things and you're just like, really? Like, do you really know what you're doing? Same thing with your profile. Like create confidence. We want to be vulnerable and honest. Like we want to show those hard times in our life, but do it with a positive spin. We don't have to share every gory detail. Like I was so iffy a while back. I had really bad ovarian or ovulation pain. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, I know there's guys on my profile, but I'm like, they're not my niche market. Like I had this inner battle in my head. And part of me was like, do I share this? But I didn't share every gory detail. I just got the post out there and it was vulnerable and honest. And because it's part of PCOS, all those PCOS girls that like randomly message me all the time saying like, I have it too, I didn't know you have it. They related to that. And they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so like, I totally understand where you're at, what you're doing. I'm praying with you, you know? And so it wasn't a matter of trying to portray a perfect image. Like that's not what I'm doing, but I don't want to share every gory detail of my life either, like all the negatives and all the bad things happening. Like, unless you can spin them into a positive light, it's just not worth it. Post at least 3 to 5 times a day. One should be related to coaching, and then at least one should add value to your followers. If you're really trying to grow the business fast, then one should be inviting to coaching or talking about the coaching opportunity. One should be talking about your challenge groups and how awesome they are, adding value to that. And then one should be adding value to your followers. When I say adding value to your followers, I'm talking about like reasons people would want to come and follow your page. Recipes, quick tips, fitness tips, mom tips. Like when Asher was learning how to open and close doors, I remembered that when I was overseas, we didn't have a lot of the safety stuff that we have here. So I just did boundaries for a lot of stuff with Kai. But one thing we did was those pool noodles, I cut it long ways, like down a hot dog, on one side, and then I cut it into tiny pieces, and I would just like stick them on the side of the door. So when I thought of that, I was like, oh, I need to go do that. And then I thought, why am I not sharing this? Like, I need to. So I did a video where I cut down the tube and I showed them how to do it so that like kids can't close the door on their fingers when they're little. So it doesn't have to be fitness related. It just needs to be adding value to your audience. My audience is moms. They're going to appreciate that. Like, $1 pool noodle versus like trying to buy all those little dumb door handle things that nobody loves anyway. This is terrible. Sorry, I can't handle grammatical errors. Don't be afraid to talk about your coaching life more than once a day. I hear this a lot from new coaches. I've heard it recently and it drives me crazy. It's like one of my pet peeves. Becca's pet peeve is like saying that you're overwhelmed. My pet peeve is I don't want to overwhelm my audience, or I don't want to like scare off my followers, or I don't want to fill in the blank. Like, you're not going to just by talking about coaching. If you're talking about a whole wide variety of things, talking about coaching once a day even, they're not going to see your posts every single day. They're just not. Like, the same people are not going to see it unless they're specifically following you. Like, when you go to somebody's page, you can click follow. I can't do it on the phone. Can't show you, but you can click follow. And if they're doing that, then yeah, they're going to see every single post that you post, but they're doing that because they want to see it. So, and then the other ones, they're not going to see every post that you do. They're going to see every couple posts that you do. It just, if they happen to be on at the same time as you and everything, the affinity in Facebook works out, then they'll see it. But it's not that everybody's going to be seeing every post. Decide on your off-limit topics or items. And then this is what we were talking about with the offensive things. So I personally don't talk about religion outside of inspiration or my personal relationship. But I don't like, in church, I know that you all know this, there are those people that get like really riled up about, talking about the different religions and then kind of like go at each other. And so I just don't talk about any other religions. I don't talk about denominations. I don't talk about all of that stuff. Like, yes, I'm proud to be from the Assemblies of God. I love them. Like, we're in missions with them. We've, pastored churches with them. We've done all kinds of stuff. I love the AG. That's not it. But I don't see the point of starting a fight or a war, because I do have a lot of other Christians that are part of my network that are Baptist, that are Catholic, that are, any number of things. And so I don't post about that stuff. I don't post about ISIS. So I don't post about a lot of like politics because people can like really ramp up really fast. And as much as we want affinity and people commenting on our posts, that's not the kind of affinity that we want. Like, that's not the kind of post and message that we're trying to get across. The only thing that you do you guys choose for yourself, but I figure the only thing that you do by adding those kind of posts is kind of like invite that negativity, and then I'm just not about it. So I'm going to talk about my personal relationship and inspire others that way. And then politics, even though I have certain beliefs on social issues and all of those things, I just don't share them. When the whole gay rights thing was going on, I feel like I've talked about my relationship with Christ enough that I'm not going to go into bashing Caitlyn Jenner and doing all of those things. Like, I'm not about it. Jesus was about loving other people, and so I'm going to love people through it. And if they ask me my personal opinion, I'd be happy to talk to them in a personal message, but I'm not going to put it out there for everybody to comment and henpeck on. So I hope that makes sense. I saw this graphic and I thought it was really interesting. I know there's several videos out as well. I'll try and find some. I didn't have a chance to, about social media and where it's headed. But these are a few statistics that can kind of raise your engagement rate, which if you know anything about Facebook affinity, it's all about like how people comment and like and all of that on your post. So if somebody comments on your post, like be sure to comment back. It's important. Excuse me, even if it's like, yeah, that's awesome, or thanks, or whatever, it doesn't matter, just comment back. And then like everybody's comments. Unless they're rude, then delete them. One, add photos. So photos get more attention than non-photo posts. I think we all know this. We've talked about how they're scroll stoppers. Like if people see a bunch of words, it's like, I don't like, no thanks. If they see a photo that grabs their attention, they're like, oh, and then they may stop and read. And then that leads into number 2, be concise, 250 characters and 80 characters. Shorter posts get 23% more interaction. They're going to get more interaction when you're concise. So you may get them with a picture, but if you write a novel, unless you have earned that right to like write a novel and then want to read it, then they're not likely going to. So they may get a paragraph or 2 in, and if you haven't like hooked them, they're not going to keep reading. They're going to be like, oh, moving on, you know? So try to keep them as concise as possible. Use emoticons, emojis. Like, I know it sounds weird, but it grabs people's attention and makes it seem more fun. No matter what you're talking about, you could be talking about something really deep, but you use emojis and people are like visual. They're like, oh, this is fun to read. What's this? Like, there's another emoji down there. What you talking about? Until I can get down there. It sounds weird, but it just kind of keeps the eye going. Engagement rates are 18% higher on Thursdays and Fridays compared to other days of the week. I haven't necessarily found this to be true with Friday, but Thursday, absolutely. I always post really good posts on Thursday nights and Sunday afternoon and evening. Sunday from like 12 to 10 is really good for me. And then Thursday evening, so I do 4:30 because I have a lot of East Coast people, so that's 5:30 for them. But between 4:30 and like 11:30, 10:30 is good. So I do a lot of like my really good posts those days, or like my call to action posts those days. You'll have to find what works for you, but that's just what works for me. Post questions. Now, when I say this, it doesn't mean like just like ask a random question, but like give a brief scenario of what you're going through and then ask a quick question at the end. And a lot of times people want it to have their voices heard. So they want to like interject and tell you their advice. And so, you know, like, I can't get my son to eat green beans. What's your best recipe? Or do you guys know any quick tricks? Or, you know, whatever. It doesn't like, no matter what it is, quick tricks. And for a while to build up my affinity, and I've done this off and on in the past. I'll probably go back to it again here in a while, but I did rapid fire question, and that worked really well. And it was really just like coffee. Do you take it with cream and sugar or completely black? Like, just random questions every once in a while, and people like think that's fun to answer those. I would get like 100 comments on them sometimes. One time my pastor even asked me, he was like, hey, I heard you're really good at social media. He's like, I really want to do a Christmas Eve communion candlelight service. You know, will you ask your social media what they think of that? And I was like, sure. And I'm like, you know, candlelit ceremonies, are they a tradition of the past or something that we should keep carrying on? And everybody commented on, and we now have them because of that post. So kind of fun, just quick things that people like to interject their opinions. You can do it with outfits you're getting ready to buy or something you want to wear to Summit. Like, should I choose A or B? You know, people love that. With our floors, we did the same thing with laminate. I was like, should I choose A or B? I legit had not decided. And so I was like, I might just go with whoever has the most. Run contests. This is always fun, especially if you have it on a like page. You can run contests. You have to be kind of careful about it on your personal profile. But you can run different kinds of contests. I've seen people in the past do things like push-up contests for so many likes. Like every like that I get, I'll do a push-up, or every 5 likes, I'll do a push-up, and just see how many they can get, or I don't know, a whole number of things. I think Becca did one yesterday with the Super Bowl. It was like all this huge workout challenge with the Super Bowl. I was like, heck no, I did 22-minute hardcore today. No, I'm good. Give coupons or discounts. Now, this we don't do because obviously we are kind of set with the price. However, you can give incentives. So you can give up to a $25 incentive for a challenge pack. So gift card to Target, to Lululemon, to Amazon, to Starbucks, whatever their thing is, or if you have like a fun theme that you're doing that goes along with your theme, like you could always do that, especially if you're coming up to the last week of the month and you haven't gotten Success Club yet. Like, this is a great way to do it. The next 3 people, you know, I'll send them XYZ. The Fixate Cookbook is another good one. Okay, so we're going to go through a few examples now of top coaches, their profiles, and I'll kind of explain what we've been talking about. Oh, and right here it says engage your users. Post, comment, and connect. So anytime they comment, you comment back. Everybody who comments, you like. All of those things build affinity. And then when you're commenting on people's stuff, like, make it a valuable comment, if that makes sense. Like, if you're posting on somebody else's photo, like of their kid, you can say something like, cute, and that, you know, isn't usually going to get much of a response back. But if you say, oh my gosh, she is such a doll, she looks just like you, a lot of times that's a conversation starter. So first of all, Lindsay Matway, we have to talk about her, right? As you can see, she has a beautiful, well-lit, professional profile picture. Yours does not have to be professional. Like, it doesn't. It just needs to be well-lit, and it needs to have you in it so that they can see your face. Her cover photo has her family. That's obviously super important. She says, don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. Like, gives a call to action. This is a little bit about who she is and instills confidence in those that come and seek her help. And then she said, my priorities. These are her 5 things that she talks about. My faith, my family, my team, personal growth, and giving back. And these have changed since I met her. Just like mine have changed. Yours will probably change over the years as well. They just kind of all change. So, okay, here you can see she's maxed out on friends. And so I had her as a friend, and I deleted her because she asked everybody to delete her if they weren't her downline. And I now follow her. So you can click here and hit follow, and then that means that they can see your stuff. So that's what I was talking about earlier with the follow thing. And then over here, you can see intro. And she talks about Beachbody. Like, obviously, this is her full-time job. But even if it's not your full-time job, you can list multiple jobs over here. So you can say, you know, founder of whatever your team name is, or health and fitness coach, or health and wellness coach, or accountability partner. Or, I mean, a lot of people put Beachbody coach. If you really want to, go for it. I just try, I mean, like, I don't want people to come and be like, oh, she's into that network marketing thing, and like leave. No, I want them to like see my message and then want to respond. She talks about like where she went to school, where she's from. The cool thing about this is that, like, you guys think, oh, I don't want people to know that about me. If you click Clearwater, Florida, like, other people can come up. And so people can find you just by like where you're around. And if you have this profile photo that looks inviting, then they might click on your profile and then see what you're about, and you may just be the answer that they're waiting for. So, I mean, don't feel weird to put like where you're from. And then married too. There's more intro here, but she doesn't have it. So, and then to be fair, her timeline was right after the football thing, Super Bowl. that football thing. Um, and so they were talking about like the team that lost and something. So, but she's really great. If you follow her, she's really great about adding value and like sticking to those 5 topics. If you look, like she's on it. This was last night. I did a bunch of these. So here, hold on, I got to move it over because I can't see because you guys are up there. There we go. Love hard, be bold, laugh often, live your best life. These are like the things that's her little tagline. You don't have to have one, but she gives a call to action. Click banner for more details. She gives how they can get a hold of her. Here's her website and her email. And then what is Anna Get Fit? And she explains like who she is. This builds confidence. And then her 6 topics. She has 6. And then she has like, you know, a little collage. It's not too busy, even though like it's fun and bright. It's not too busy where you look at it and you're just like, oh my gosh, too much. And then here she has the intro. So self-made mompreneur. This is important again. Okay, see you later. Self-made mompreneur, fitness nerd, and foodie. Lost 70 pounds and managed to keep it off. Message for deets. When this again comes right before the whole about you info on your mobile phone. So people see that before they see any of her posts. So again, good thing to fill out. And then these are her top 5 photos. Like she chose photos that represent her. So you can see her and her son, her and her husband, her team, and then being recognized at Summit. And then she's obviously got great content. Like, do these look like little footballs? Haha. It's a question, but yet it's still adding value because people are going to see the recipe. Moving on. Melanie Mitro, top coach. She obviously knows what she's doing. She has all professional pictures, but you guys don't have to have it. This is very common. The 4 pictures up at the top with like no words. It describes like she's looking. Okay, you see 15 star. That means something important. Even if you're not in the Beachbody world, you're like, oh, I mean, 15, that looks important. I don't know. Sparkle, I don't know. But the family and then her husband. And the first thing that you see right here is a free meal plan. And then again, it explains who she is. Like she tells you she's a Beachbody coach and she's a 2-time elite top 10 coach. She doesn't have the 5 photos either. I'm telling you, they're going to come around here soon. So I went to Brittany Legetts because I love her like a lot. And she just recently moved to doing most of her stuff on a like page, which I like because I did too. So when you go there, and I need to do this, she puts page closed, I've moved, and I'm so excited. Click here to follow a public network. When you click on it, it gives you a little link to go to her like page. But it still describes like who she is and what she's about. She was a nurse that ate a vending machine diet. But she learned how to eat clean and live a well-balanced life. And then again, follow me at, and then this is her like page. And she tells you who she is. She talks about it in her intro. And then you go over to her like page and, you know, she's got great content. She's got a video that's all about her and 5 fitness tips, like more valuable info for free. Adding value. So this is the branding that I'm talking about. When you look at these, you're like, oh, that's a Becca. Like I've been looking at her photos recently and I'm like, oh, she's got a gold vibe going on now. Used to be something different. But you go to her regular page and she's got, you know, like this light beam coming down on her. And it says Arrow Girls Unleashed. And you're like, oh, I'm intrigued, right? You see this nice photo of her. And then in almost every photo, she has like this gold theme going on when she's talking about coaching. And so she also talks about who she is, follow me at, and then gives her like page. And then over here, she gives you a call to action. Message me to start your transformation, and does a little arrow. Like, it's neat. She talks about who she is, wife, mama bird, and coach and mentor. Transforming from the inside out, body, mind, life. Like, that's what she's about. Coach and mentor. So she's been pushing a lot, the whole coach side of it. So she's been pushing the business mentor side. But she still gives her website and then like lots of valuable information, right? So mine could seriously use some improvement on the banner over here. This was like from, I don't know, a year ago. When I first started, I was family, faith, fitness, and freedom. And so I did like a little collage, but I tried to keep it clean and not like brain overload, right? And then I do a transformation picture on my like page profile because you can't do any promotions, like any boosted posts on your like page with transformation photos because they say it promotes negative body image, whatever. But I still need to do my little intro. I have my 4 photos. I haven't chosen a 5th because I like them the way they are right now. And then if you come over here, like you can see, I'm constantly adding valuable content. And if you were to click on anything, you could see that. This is my success partner, Jess, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of somebody who's not like a top coach, not me, because I'm not a top coach yet. And this is Jess. She's about happiness. She does not have any kids, so it's just her and her husband. Happiness, family, science, fitness, health, and confidence. And she never had a transformation. Her whole thing was about getting from skinny to strong is what she called it at the beginning. And her whole thing is about like science and using science and nutrition to like feed your body and fuel it right. And like, so you won't hear her talk about like transformations very much. You don't see before and after photos because that's not her. It's all about health and science with her. And then being confident in being skinny, because a lot of people can get picked on for that. So she talks about this, but she has a like page. So if you go here, like all of her images are grouped just like they are on my page right now. And it's because of the like page tagging situation. So if you go here, she has all of her stuff here. And then this, like they would have to click on the individual things. But there's still lots of good stuff there. They were all from me. She lives like a half an hour from me. I don't know what that's about. Sarah Matthews, I wanted to show you hers because granted, she's a designer, but she has like the coolest, cleanest, crisp images. Like you see them and you're just like, oh, that's a Sarah image because it's just clean and like, I don't know, you can just tell it's professional. And she is a wife, mother, artist, daydreamer, and girl boss. And then she has a little quote up here. She talks about family, food, and fitness. And she stays pretty true to that. She's a working mom of 3. With a passion for creating a community of health and happiness. She doesn't have a like page. She doesn't have anything else but this. And then I think she just recently started Instagram as well. And she's always got great content. These are her 5 photos, but like if you look down here, all of them fall pretty much within the same branding because she's big on branding, obviously. So going into you guys, everybody who commented that they were going to be on the call, I went and like took a little snapshot of your profile whenever I did it. So don't blame me if it's different now. But Stacy came up first. As you can see, she does not have a professional image. Like this is not, you know, the white background with a professionally lit anything. Like you can see the little shadows, but it is still so inviting. And she has the 21-day fix containers in there, which like you may think, oh, that's salesy. No, it's not. People are going to be like, what the heck is that? Like, I want to know. And so they're going to click on her image. Like they're bright, colorful. It looks nice. I think she did a great job on her profile picture. And she just had like, I don't know who she had do it, but you know, it's just like a normal picture. It's not professional. She didn't have to pay money. This is something that you could go and do, stand next to a wall and do something like this with like a cute little apron on. I'm not asking you to be like her. I'm just saying like she was cute. Was very creative. And then she did a collage that says, I don't chase rainbows, I eat them. So like when you come here, you're like, okay, clearly she's into healthy eating. However, I personally find this a little bit dark and busy. That's my own personal thing. Stacy, if you want to switch that, it might be good. The about section is really good. She did her intro and she said, I'm a health and fitness coach. Like she's boom, right out there, said it. So that's confidence. I have changed my life with fitness, clean eating, and Shakeology. She's not apologetic about it. She's like, this is who I am. She works at Beachbody. She's a health and fitness coach and awesome stay-at-home mom. Like she knows who she is. And then she's got this filled out. She's got her 5 photos, which if I were going to critique anything, it's just that if you clicked on each one of these, I know because I saw the posts in the past that they do talk about like, here you can kind of see Shakeology, but if you didn't know what it was, you wouldn't know that. So maybe not collage photos so much because they're hard to see. But here, like, it just looks like a bunch of family photos. I know if you clicked on these, posts would come up that would talk about like her transformation and different things. But maybe make it more clear just from the images, Stacy, and people might like get your message across faster just in images through here. As far as posts, there are 2 tweets from a sermon on Sunday and then nothing else since. I don't remember when I did this. If I did it yesterday evening, it may have been. But, and then there was nothing since February 4th. So be sure that you're posting often. You have to scroll down twice to get to anything coaching related, and then 4 scrolls to get down to value. So you've lost them by that point. You get 2 scrolls max usually, 3 if they like really like you. So just maybe be more consistent with posting. Tanya, I think you were on this call. I can't see all of you guys. I can only see a few of you. So Tanya, I looked and your profile photo is like amazing. When I think it was Danny introduced you on the team page and this photo, I was like, praise the Lord. We have somebody who's like on it. This is awesome. So great job on your profile picture. Cover photo, as you can see, and I don't know how it looks on the phone. I didn't do any of these on the phone. I just did them on the computer, but it's not even like, I can't see your face. Like it's all cut off and crazy. So maybe either choose a different picture or like try to rearrange a little bit. And then you can always add in that info like we were talking, just to make it a little bit more professional. It talks about your interior design, which is why your photo's like fantastic. But maybe add in something about you being a coach, and you can talk about it in your intro, or like healthy living or lifestyle, health and wellness lifestyle thing. And then there's no feature photos. So I highly suggest talking about feature photos, adding that in. And you can even, like talk about your interior design stuff. There is a ton of shared and duplicate posts. You were one of the ones that like, when you scroll down further, I can't obviously on here, but if you would post to Instagram and Twitter, it would like double post on your Facebook. So you may have posts up there, but they're like double posts, so it kind of looks kind of crazy. And then I had to get to 4 scrolls to get to anything of value, and I didn't see anything about coaching. That may have just been me. I didn't spend like hours looking at everybody's profile, but 4 scrolls, part of that is because of the duplicate posting. So maybe just look at that and curate a little bit more. Rachel Vargas, the cover photo is just generic. It's pretty. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't really tell me who you are, what you're about. Your profile picture is so pretty. Oh, it's no problem, Tanya. Rachel, your profile picture is so pretty, but I don't know, because I don't know you very well. I would assume that you just got married because of it. And so if you've been married for a while, maybe just a different photo. It can still be of you and your husband, just a different one. And then also, I'd like to see your face. So if I can't see it in your profile picture that well, because it's kind of profile, and to the side, like some good facial stuff in the cover photo would be good, just so when somebody comes to your stuff, like I know I can see it down here, but I can't really see it up here, and these are going to constantly change. Miss my girls and wish I could hang out with them. Like, that was awesome. Hold on, let me look at this. Fill in your about me. You have nothing in about me. Like, I want to know about you. I don't know you that well, and so I went there and I was like, well, that doesn't tell me much. And then choose your photos, what you're about. You had some great content. I remember that. Also remove Pinterest. You have Pinterest automatically go to Facebook, and there were like so many Pinterest posts. And even though they may be 21 Day Fix or Shakeology or whatever topics, people are going to see constant Pinterest posts, and they're going to hide your posts, and that's like the last thing you want to do. So if your stuff is coming up in their newsfeed, they're going to just see a bunch of Pinterest posts and like try and hide you, and you don't want that. So you had great posts. Just curate your feed a little bit, like scale it back, just hide things. You don't have to delete everything, just hide some stuff. Jen Owens, Your cover photo is clean. It's your family. It's pretty, but I know you can make it better because I know you. And then add information about you and what you're about. And the reason why I say I know her, like, look at this very first photo, like, so clean and bright. It has the words on it. Looks pretty, like, inviting. I want to read about that, you know? And then she kept it super concise. So now I can read and not, like, have to commit, you know? Your profile picture is a good pick. I mean, like, you could switch it up every once in a while because it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not necessarily great, but there's nothing wrong with it. There is no about you section. Like, it's not even in here. Nothing. So yeah, might want to fill that out. And then don't forget to put your message in there. Fantastic, clean, vibrant posts. Like, this girl's been killing it with the posts recently. Moving on. Oma, I don't know if you're on here. How do we get a good cover photo that will fit to the desktop version of Facebook and the mobile? I made a good photo and it looks horrible on mobile. I'll answer that at the bottom. Oh, Rachel, good. You're on top of it. Sorry, I'm just now catching up on the chat. Okay. Oma, I think that's how you say your name. I really hope so. Okay, good. Yeah, you're here. Your cover photo is cluttered. Not that it's a bad picture. Like, it looks like everybody's having a lot of fun. But like, if I don't know you, I don't really know which one you are. Granted, I know this is you, but I'm like, I don't really know which one you are. So it's that whole group mentality, like, and then there's a bunch of people standing in the back, and so I don't really get it. So maybe just choose a different photo, make it clean, and then be able to, you know, write a little bit over it with what you are. I see your profile picture, and it's really fun. It's well lit. I like it. It shows, I'm guessing that you're a recent grad. If you're not, you might want to change it. But I like that it shows that you're a recent grad and you're scholarly. Oh yeah, it says class of 2015. You're good. You need more in your About Me section. You want to talk about coaching in some aspect or way. And then you don't have your 5 photos either. I do like that I can see some stuff here, but that's because I saw them in my newsfeed, so I know what they're about, but like, I don't think I would know what they were about if I just came to your Facebook page and didn't know. Curate. That was my big word for you. I can tell that you're about self-care because it wasn't this one. There's like another one right underneath. Don't be afraid to post more often. I had to scroll for a coach post, and it was posted 4 days ago. And then like things like this, I know you didn't post that, but like go in and just do hide. You don't have to delete yourself or untag or anything. Just hit hide, and then it doesn't show up. Because as much as we love you, no one cares that you ate at Red Lobster. It's not part of your message. So other than that, very good. Okay, Crystal, I hope you're on here. What did I write on here? Clean family photo. It shows like that you have a family. You're a mom. That's awesome. You have so much blank space in here that you could easily do some writing just over like a transparent box so that it's easier to see. And you could add in that stuff that we're talking about. But it's so clean. I really like it. It's pretty. That's a good pick. It's you and your husband, but you're showing your face so I can see you. Good. Oh, this is good. You put independent Beachbody coach. That's awesome. That you were at Fort Zumwalt, but you don't have anything else. So like maybe fill out that intro section that's up here about who you are and what your message is. Like, I'm a mom that blah, 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 blah. Okay. You have your 5 photos up here, which is awesome, but every single one of them is about your family, which is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with your family, but these 2 collage ones specifically are like, whoa, it looks kind of like overload here. I wouldn't know to click on these unless I knew what they were. Lots of shared posts. I saw that you were doing your like page. So, and I think I clicked on it and everything was the same. That's what it was. Everything was the same, but you're sharing everything to your profile, your main profile page. And that actually, makes it to where people have no need to click onto your like page because you're sharing everything onto your profile page. So tag yourself, and then people will click and comment and like and do all that on your like page if you're wanting to move over there, which it looks like you are. And then also people can actually read what you're writing because they're not going to read this little part down here. Most people don't anyway. Rachel, right here, your cover photo. I know what it is because I've clicked on it before. Because I was like, why is she showing a picture of a Christmas tree? Like, I was so weirded out the first time. But it's a busy collage that needs to be, like, it just needs to be, you can use that collage of the before and after. It's a good before and after, just, you know, to where it fits. Because that's weird. Your profile picture is fine, but it could be, right. And that's the thing. The trick is to look at it on your phone and on the computer because people are looking on different devices. I know 80% is on the phone, but if you message people, a lot of people don't have Facebook Messenger. And so they're not going to see your stuff until they're on their computer, and then they're going to go to your profile on their computer and see this. Your profile picture is fine, but it could be better because your head's so tiny. I would have to click on it to try and see, and then you have sunglasses on top of it, so it makes it like extra hard. Luckily, your face is right here, but that doesn't look like you anymore. So good problem to have. In your About Me, you need to have more information, like you work at Beachbody. That doesn't really tell me anything if I don't know what Beachbody is. And then, you know, do your little 5 photos, pick 5 photos that you think are awesome. And then here I was scrolling through and I guess your wedding's coming up. Oh no, in July. I don't know why, but there were a ton of wedding photos on there from today. So curate some of those, like you can share them and then still hide them from your timeline. So even if you want to share them, you can go onto your regular timeline and hit this little arrow thing right here and hit hide from timeline. And people will still see it in their newsfeed, but like if people come to your page, they won't see it. It'll just show up in your photos over here. Also, lots of photos from your zoo trip the other day. Like you posted like one photo here, one photo there with like words, and that's fine. But then you did like an album as well. And then like there were just a ton of photos. Like I had to scroll through a lot of stuff to try to get to any good posts. So again, with the albums, like it's not a big deal. You can still post them, but then just when you go on your timeline, click this little arrow thing and hit hide from timeline. And then we won't see the whole like collage from the album. They'll still be in your albums. They'll still be in other people's newsfeed. They can still see them, but it won't be on your post. So like when people are coming to your page, they can actually see your info and not just a ton of albums that were posted. Also, there were a lot of, I don't know if it's Time Hop or Memories on Facebook, but like they come with this giant bar around it like this. I think it's like this thing. Is that Time Hop? I don't know. There were a lot of those, so it looked kind of cluttered that way, and not enough value. And most of that is because you need to post more often. So I know you're posting about your workouts and stuff like that, but add value. So those things like recipes and fit tips and even about mom life, like how you pack your lunch, you know, like it can be easy, or how you pack your son's lunch. It can be easy stuff, or things that seem easy that are overwhelming to others, I should say. Valerie, your cover photo is okay. I mean, like you're not in it. It shows that you're a mom though, and that they like stuffed animals. I might just choose a different photo and then one that you could write over, one where like maybe your whole family looks nice. It could be, you know, just an easy shot, and then add some information to the sides. But here, I loved that. And I love that. But see, like, I don't know that. I love that, Valerie. Those are the bears that they got before, with Daddy before he was deployed, for everybody who didn't see that. Intro, I'm a health, fitness, and lifestyle coach. I'm changing my life, and I will help you change yours. Like, boom. Just, she told you what it was about. I would add a little bit more info here, but I loved your intro. It was short, concise, to the point, and like shared. This is just a simple car selfie, guys, but yet it's well lit. I can see your face. I'm like, oh, okay, I know who that is. Like, it's a good profile picture. Get your 5 photos too, Val. Other than that, really good posts. Like everything that I scrolled through, it was like really good posts. You shared several times a day. The only thing I would say is with your blog posts, instead of just clicking the link and letting whatever photo pop up, pick a photo from your blog and then upload it to Facebook as a picture and then put your blog link in there. But like, so people will click the link, but they don't have to click that weird box with whatever photo comes up, because that made it look a little bit weird. But other than that, your content was awesome. Okay, moving on. Beth, I don't know if you're on here. Didn't see you. I talked to Beth like this last week sometime, and Beth stepped up her game. I didn't even tell her to do this, but she came in and she did this banner. This is her personal page right here. She did this banner recently, February 3rd, so just last week. Wife, mom, teacher, Beachbody coach, encouraging others on a journey to health and fitness. If you never try, you'll never know. Like, woo! And then she talked about how she was tired, unhappy, and unmotivated. Now she's energized, sexy, and a boss babe. And look at those abs. And this girl's like 40 too. She's insane. She impresses me. And she's a full-time mom. She's got a great profile picture. So you look at it and you're like, okay, that's Beth. I know her. She wrote here, founder, CEO, owner at Beth Ann Wells, which is her like page. And then that she's an ESE specialist. She's a special ed something. I don't know. She works in special ed. And then here, if you go to her page, she's transferring over to her like page. So like I said, all this stuff kind of comes up as one collage. You can't do anything about it. But I told her, I said, you need to start tagging yourself because nobody's seeing your stuff on your page. And she started tagging herself, and look, she took my advice and it makes me so happy. And she started getting like comments and likes and stuff. Great profile picture. More info here though. Like she wrote what she was, but more info here. And then do your 5 photos still. And then I said, guess who was teachable? Because she listens. Now her like page, lots of inspiration over there and Shakeology. But I didn't see any calls to action for either a challenge group, to coaching, or for fitness. Like, I don't know, Beth, if you fell off your game with workouts recently or what, but I haven't seen anything workout related in several scrolls here. It was all like inspirational and then like day-to-day life, which is fine. And then like Shakeology, which her big thing is she had IBS and Shakeology is like healed her from it. So that's pretty cool. Katie Snyder, are you on the call? I don't know. She was coming home from work or something. The cover photo is busy. I know that she worked in a ministry with the inner city kids. And so I know personally that that's what that is, but otherwise I wouldn't know. So she could talk about, you know, ministry in your city, like, I don't know how that's part of her message or something like that. But it's just a little busy and you can't see her. I know this is her, but you can't really see her face. Her profile picture, however, is spot on. It's awesome, clean, appealing to the eye. She has an intro, but she doesn't talk about coaching, so need to do that. 5 photos here to talk about her stuff. She's got great content. Like if you look, almost all of her content, you can't see these, but these are about being a new mom and being fit. And then this one was, I love these sweet moments. They make my whole day. That's going to relate to other moms that are in that stage of life. More info and photos, fantastic posts. Try to post more. I know you're like sleep deprived, Katie, and you need call to action. So you can talk about Shakeology and 21 Day Fix and how it fits into your life all the day long, but you still need to say something like, for more information, contact me, or let's message me and I'll get you hooked up with blah, blah, blah. Like just a little call to action in there will do great. Ashley Cook. Your cover photo has too many people. I know, I'm sure they're your like besties, but it's really dark and it's a bunch of people. And if I didn't know who you were, I'd be like, first of all, you have a profile picture with 2 people and then this, and I'd be like, I don't know, because is this the same person? I don't know. And then is this, like, I know this is you, Ashley, but like, I would be like, I don't know which one she is. So just clean those up, find some new pictures, take some new pictures, whatever you need to do. This is a no-no because it's 2 women, so I can't tell which one you are. In fact, when I first met you, I didn't know, and so I had to go into your photos and start like looking around to find the common face, and then I figured out who you were. And then it's backlit also. So this is what I'm talking about. Backlit photos are light coming from the back, and so your face turns out to be a little dark. Your intro, you need more info here. Like, I know you have where you're from, but like, do your girl boss, babe, best, confident voice and be like, I'm gonna help you. And talk about your coaching stuff there. And then more info and photos. Now, I know I talked to Ashley, so I know that she does a lot of her stuff on Instagram. However, we're talking about pushing her more into Facebook. So that means, you know, curating these posts, filtering out some stuff, and then posting more, because there weren't very many posts on there at all. Like, it would be days in between. Erica, I don't know if you're on here either. Okay. Oh, I think she's the one who said she had to drop off, but hopefully she can watch this. Your cover photo is dark and doesn't convey anything. Like, it's pretty, but doesn't really tell me anything about you. Your profile picture, she had just updated it like yesterday or the day before. It's a little dark, but it's a good photo, and I can tell who she is. There is no about me section, like nothing. She's like, I'm not telling you anything. I'm keeping my lips pursed, and nobody's going to know anything about me ever. So Erica, open up, share a little bit about you and your heart, because it's awesome. Posts are good. You just need more. So she has, if you look in her photos, like, well, some of these are from a date that she went on, but she talks about hammer and chisel. She talks about, you know, she does some inspirational stuff. She shares recipes. She did 22-minute hardcore. Like, she has good stuff, just needs more of it. And that just comes with confidence. So moving on, Sarah, are you still on here too? Yes. Okay. Sarah, your cover profile tells me that you're a mom. It's a gorgeous photo. I love it, but you either need more info in here somewhere or something. I don't know. I do love that photo though. Paxton looks awesome. Your profile picture tells me that you're a family, but I can't see your face. So between these two, I can't really see your face. Like, when I first came to your profile and stalked you, you know, the first time before you really started coaching. Oh, just changed it. Yay. Is that while we were talking? Probably. But I remember I couldn't find any pictures of your face until I scrolled down for a little while. And then I was like, oh, that's what she looks like. Because you look different than what I thought in this. So definitely a new picture. Where am I at again? There's no about me section. You went to Southeastern, but that's all I know about you. Like, a little something, because you're pretty awesome. So you already had great success. So there's no reason not to talk about it. Toot your own horn a little bit. No humble brags. Great posts. Like, seriously, really, really awesome posts. Everything that I saw, I was like, fantastic. Raise the roof. So now, for you, I would suggest just looking into branding. And we can talk about that another day, not today. Ada, yeah, you're still on here. Okay, so she just changed it today, guys. Like, I was like, does she know? Does she know what I was going to talk about? But she changed her cover photo, and it's pretty fantastic. Like, shows her transformation, now her healthy lifestyle. It's got her profile picture, which is well lit, so it's great. You need more info here. Yes, I'm an Emerald Beachbody coach. That doesn't really tell me anything. Please order through me sounds desperate, so I wouldn't say that. Like, please order through me. I know that's not how you mean it, but that's the way it comes across. So I would just say, like, I'm an Emerald Beachbody coach, already changing other people's lives. I've walked through my own personal journey, and I know I can help you walk through yours too. Message me for more info. Like, it can be simple, sweet, and to the point. Not like, please order through me, anything, please. You have 2 photos here, which this one's good. This one, I have no idea what it is. I'm not really sure, but it's really dark, and I can't really read the text because it's dark blue on black. So I would change out this one and then maybe add a few more, especially a couple of your kids, because I'm not seeing that you're a mom here, and I know that you are, and you talk about it a lot because you're busy on the go and like all of that stuff. And I would curate this. Like, I know you shared it, but I wouldn't leave it on my post because it's a share of a share, and it looks kind of weird. Need to update that Ultimate You. It's my brand I'm working on. I got you. Okay. Yeah, but that is really dark. Talk to Jen. She's really good at design. I'm sure she'd love to help you. She's got all the time in the world. More info. So yeah, more info through here, but I love that you already talk about coaching. And then more posts. But they are really good. The ones that you do are awesome. Just post more often. And then remember to add value. Like you talk about Shakeology a lot, but I don't see a lot of like extra value adding. One time I did see something about how you had snacks for the kids and snacks for you, and yours was like Shakeology and theirs was something else. So that was good, but that was a long time ago. I couldn't see it in a couple scrolls. Just need time to do it. No time with 3 kids and hubby deployed. Totally understand. That's why I said, ask in the group, see if somebody would be willing to help you. Who are we on now? Linda. Okay, so the 3 boys across the top, or the 3 pictures of your son, not the 3 boys, that tells me that you're a mom, but it doesn't tell me a whole lot else. And then here, I'd be like, oh, okay, so she's married. But it is a really well-lit photo, so I don't have any real problems with that. But the cover photo I would definitely change. Your boys are super cute, like seriously, so handsome. But just make a collage with like 1, 2, 3, or one picture of all of you guys together, and then like something else about who you are as a person, and then, talk about coaching a little bit or healthy lifestyle or whatever that may be. Just to make your cover photo kind of like speak about who you are more than just one aspect. You need more info. You have some good stuff here, but like talk about who you are and what, Yeah, that as well. Same with Crystal. I told Crystal this recently, but if you share a profile with your spouse, like make them get their own profile. It just needs to say your name, like nobody else's, because otherwise people are confused. They don't want to message you, especially women, because they're like, is her husband going to see this? Like, it's iffy. And I know a lot of people do that, like for social accountability. If you want to make both of you guys, and then just trust me, people like it. It's scary to people when they're talking about, their health and all of these aspects, and women are like protective over their information, And so I just got a brain fart. I'm sorry. And so definitely, if you're sharing one with your spouse, make it just your name. And then they can have an account with both of you guys on it where you both have access. So, okay, so good profile picture, more info, talk about, who you are and what you're about. Go over those questions again. Hide all the shared posts. Like right here, you entered some kind of contest by sharing, like everybody does that, share this to win, blah, blah, blah. Like you can share it, but then hide it. Like, so it's not on your thing. Hide check-ins. There were check-ins on there too. You need more selfies, but I think you're the one, Linda, that doesn't have a smartphone, right? And so you're getting a camera. I feel like that was you. And then more consistency. So talking about it more often. And then Davisha, is she on here? She is, okay. Up here, first of all, I love the hair. Like you and your daughter, it's just, I have envy. So up here, it's a great family photo, but it doesn't really convey a message outside of, I'm an awesome mom that likes to have a lot of fun. So phone broke, but just got a new one yesterday. Awesome, Linda. I expect to see selfies soon. So Davisha, I would change up your cover photo. You can make this one of the pictures like in it, but not just this. Your profile picture, I kind of love. Like it's so clean, and just being black and white, it makes it really crisp and eye-catching, and everybody's smiling and happy and positive, so I love it. Your About Me section, like this is awesome. I'm a mama who works hard, loves God, and lives life to the best of my ability. I'd probably leave off the so far so good, but that's, if that's you, that's you. But I would definitely throw in something about coaching here, because I've seen your posts and they're very like direct and to the point, and you're like, make time to get fit, don't make excuses. And so like, if that's you, you need to be talking about it here, and then talk about how you're a coach, and add that into your work profile as well. Add a few photos, as your featured photos. And then, I was scrolling through, and I know it was the Super Bowl weekend, so everybody was like kind of slim pickings on the posts recently, but more posts, and more importantly, you do all these awesome posts when you do them, but you don't do call to actions. So it's just like, I'm lifting heavy because I'm a beast, but it's not like, I'm lifting heavy because I've learned how to do all this stuff and I could teach you too. Get with me. I did see one a while back, I don't remember, it's not even in here, where you had a Shakeology cup up like this, and you're like, something about you had just signed your boss up and you can sign them up too. And I was like, okay, there's a call to action, but it was like way the heck down there. So just more call to actions. And then last but not least, I'm trying to look. Yeah, she's on here. Okay. Right here, this is good, but no face. I'm assuming you just got married. Like, I don't know. But there's no face. Like, this just tells me, okay, she's married. She probably just got married, because there's this and wedding dress, which is like, what we all do when we first get married. We live it up as long as we possibly can, because we spent so much money on it. So, there's that. Your cover just or your profile picture shows me that you're married and you love your husband, but I can't see your face. So between these two, I have no idea what you look like. Luckily, you just posted this, but otherwise, like, I don't know what you look like. And so it's kind of hard. You don't want to rely on people scrolling down to see your selfies, especially on the phone, because you got to scroll past like all of this info stuff first before they ever see this. There is no about me section, like nothing. You're like, I'm not telling anybody anything, never, nowhere. No one knows where I'm from or where I live. And then your posts are so stinking good. Like, they're really, really good. The same thing, I guess your parents or somebody just had a wedding anniversary and there was a big party. And so you were tagged in a bunch of photos, and then you took photos, and then somebody else took photos and did a whole album, and you were tagged in all those. So I had to like scroll through tons of those things. And you don't have to untag yourself, just hide those albums and stuff. Because you can do like one nice collage and talk about your parents, or whoever's it was. I think it was your parents' 40th anniversary. You could just talk about it, like do a nice collage of all the photos, just like you did here. And then say, we had like such a great time. There's such an inspiration, blah, blah, blah. I think you did a post like that, but it was with one photo, which was awesome. So don't hide that one. Just like all the multiple posts and like the things that you're tagged in, like, I don't know, about to eat cake or something. All of those, I would just hide. Okay, I think that's it. So action plan. Sorry, this was a long one, but I wanted to individually help each one of you. And I hope this did help. Action plan. Ask yourself these questions. What am I trying to sell? Again, not Beachbody, but what are you trying to sell? What's your message? What message do I want to portray? What action do I need to take right away, right now, to reflect that message? So I hope I gave you a good few pointers on that. But the message thing is all up to you. Like, that's you. It's all about who you are. And it's what makes you different from me and what attracts other people. So schedule time this week to work on your storefront. Find or take new photos. And then you can use, somebody asked me about this. You can use Canva or PicMonkey, both of those, to create new Facebook cover photos. I use Canva because I can save them. PicMonkey has more options and stuff, but you can't save them. Like, once you download it and close out that window, it's gone and you have to completely recreate it. So if you see a typo later, you're kind of screwed. Fill in the About Me section, and don't be afraid to tell the world about what you do, because we do some pretty amazing work. Be intentional about your posts. You never know when that friend you messaged a week ago that never responded is going to finally see it and visit your profile. Like, so be intentional. Every post, think like, is this something that, I want a potential new client to see? Is it worth my message? Like, is it portraying what I'm wanting to portray? Ask a success partner to do a Facebook audit. So Once you do all of these things and you're like, okay, I think I got my stuff up to par, then ask your success partner to do a Facebook audit. And they should be looking for these things. Can they tell you're a coach and that you run challenge groups? And then are you inviting people to coaching as well? Within 2 scrolls, can they tell that you run challenge groups and people can join them? And 2, that they can join you and coach as well. Do you add value within 2 scrolls? Are you adding some kind of value to life? Whether it's inspiration, whether it's quick tips, mom tips, whatever. Do you add value? Are you posting 3 to 5 times a day? So if they're doing 2 scrolls, they're only going to see like 2 to 3 days worth. See where I'm getting at? You should be talking about challenge groups and coaching and all of that like every day. And then are there any extra posts? Are there game apps? Are there weird tags? Are there, oh gosh, I'm so thankful for the coaching community. I had like 5 people tag me right away or message me right away when there was like this weird porno thing that got tagged on me when somebody else got hacked and tagged me. It was horrible. Horrible. But are there any extra posts? Like, check that out and see. Okay, I'm going to